Yeah, listener, I've been on podcasts and had this argument with people. Listen, it's not that I didn't love the early eras too, like Livingstone Bramble, Ray Mancini, the Larry Holmes heavyweight era. Like, I loved that whole era, right? That's where I started becoming a fight fan, right? Almost from, birth, like right when I could actually see what's going on. I was involved and loving it and whatnot. Do I think it was better than it is today? I wouldn't say that. And why wouldn't I say that? Fights are what you make of them. And for instance, I'll give you an example. Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward. I remember when Mickey Ward was a young, promising contender, undefeated on ESPN boxing with Al Bernstein and all that. And he didn't make it like a lot of fighters. So then he turned into this rugged journeyman and he had these awesome wars with Gotti. But what made Ward Gotti special wasn't that either one of them was incredible fighters. It was that they were so limited that they brought out the best in each other, and it made it one of the like a rehash of the 1920s ethnic fights like Irish versus Italian, and it was so cool. Holmes was he the greatest ever? I know he said some things about that, and he did have 20 defenses or something like that. But listen, I remember when he almost lost to Ronaldo Snipes. I remember when he had a real close fight with Carl the Truth Williams. I remember he almost lost to Tim Witherspoon. So, Larry Holmes' 20 defense reign wasn't without a lot of, luck, which everybody will be after a while. Like Ali versus, Ken Norton, right? Did he win any of those fights? Probably not, but it doesn't really matter. But era by era, there is no better era than the era we're in right now. And I find it very highly ironic. Why? So when UFC came out, boxing guys ragged on it so hard and they looked for anything. One of the first things they found was when Brock Lesnar became champ, they're like, yeah, nobody could join our sport and become champ in a day or two. And he's right, except that for the fact that mixed martial arts composes wrestling too. And Brock had been wrestling his entire life, right? So yeah, I get it. And then after that, look, 20 years later or whatever it was, Ngannou almost took out Tyson Fury, which I found hilarious. But make no mistake about all the banter back and forth. The UFC has changed combat sports for the better. It rose all ships. So now we get to see these things all the time. I mean, even in mainstream jiu-jitsu, being the fact that it's a non-contact or non-punching or kicking martial art has brought it back to the middle classes, to the working class the desk class that sit at the desk all day and don't have any physical outlet. So I think we're living in the glory age of combat sports right now, listener. I remember the days you're talking about, and I loved them. But do I think they were better? No, they're only better in our minds, and that's okay because I love every single era we've been in, and it's never been hotter than right now. Everybody, read my book, Warrior of the Light, for more on that.